Breaking news! Our top story. A bizarre and unusual sighting has been revealed to the world. No, it is not Godzilla. No, it is not a unicorn. And no, it is not a complete sentence from Joe Biden.
Putin's kleptocracy. Kleptocracy. The guys who are the kleptocracies.
No, we have a epic original sci-fi action-adventure movie, not directed by Christopher Nolan, released into theaters worldwide. I know. Very, very alarming. But we have crisis counselors standing by for your post-traumatic stress disorder needs.
Would you like to know more?
So hold your families close and stay tuned to this channel.
In a world where the number of movies available is great, but many are so bad, you'll learn a new definition of hate. One man sifts and reviews through the movie sludge. One man will be the movie cop, jury, and judge. He goes by many names, but you know him by Movies Merica.
Hey there, my movie maniacs, my fellow freedom-fueled film fanatics. Welcome to this episode of Movies Merica. As always, I am your humble host, Van Ebert, and I will be your guide, your Sherpa up this mountain of movies in this episode where we go over The Creator. Yes, no, don't worry, it's not a faith-based movie like the title would make a lot of people think. Nope, far from it. And but that being said, I just want to invite you to come on down, ease your mind, relax yourself, okay? And as always, I'm just going to start off with just a brief synopsis of sorts of the movie I'm reviewing, which again in this
Let's go, on board, let's go.
case is The Creator, or the Creator, if you say it right, okay? And this is the latest movie from Gareth Edwards after a big hiatus, because the last movie that he did was 2016's Rogue One, a Star Wars story. And here we are in 2023, so I'm not a math whiz, but I'm guessing that's 7 years, I believe. And then he also did 2014's Godzilla movie with Aaron Taylor Johnson and a yet pretty unknown Elizabeth Olsen, who we all know as Scarlet Witch now. But, so yeah, this movie starts off with these old-timey credits, like old-timey newsreel footage, all about the rise of AI, because AI, or artificial intelligence, is a big part of this movie. Okay, it's a big foundation to this movie. And so this old-timey newsreel footage that he shows the rise of AI, in our civilization, in our society, leading up to a catastrophic event. And this news footage, this old-timey news footage, is reminiscent of his opening credits that he had for his 2014 Godzilla movie. Now, the year is 2065, and like I said, AI is firmly entrenched as part of the way of life. But I believe in this movie, again, it's 2065, but I forget how long before the events of this movie this catastrophic event, which was a nuclear attack, a nuclear bomb going off in Los Angeles, and the blame has been put on AI. And so when we get into this movie, the year 2065, they're hip deep in the middle of a war of the humans versus AI. And AI is still prevalent over in Asia, or as they call it, New Asia, in this movie. And then in the United States or the Western world, AI has been banned and it's hunted down. But the humans in the Western world, in the U.S. in particular, they have waged war against AI all over the world, And so they are over in New Asia trying to find this figure. I believe the book figure is called Nirmata. That's the word that they use in this movie, Nirmata, which I believe, and I'm probably completely wrong in this, but it's Hindu for the creator. And so John David Washington, Denzel Washington's kid, John David Washington, our main character in this, he is a special forces agent, a government agent who is in the special forces, and he is undercover in New Asia, and he's there to try to find this Nirmata, or this creator. And the woman that he's been sent to spy on and get in with in order to accomplish his mission, they end up falling in love. They get married. She gets pregnant. And that's where our movie starts out at. And then there's an attack by the Americans, the American army. They attack his house. They're rounding up AI. And something tragic. His wife dies. That's not giving away the movie because it's in the trailers, okay? And it's a big motivation for John David Washington's character, whose name is Joshua. And so Joshua, the rest of the movie, his motivation is to get one more moment with his wife, his dead wife, named Maya. And so then they fast forward like 5 years after this attack where his wife is killed. And his wife is killed in a massive explosion from this this weapon of mass destruction that's up in the sky that basically drops nuclear bombs on targets, and it's called Nomad. And so that's how his wife died in this attack. So fast forward 5 years, he's living a nomadic lifestyle, or not nomadic, but by himself. Wrong word.
You blew it!
By himself. He's kind of a hermit. And the military comes by to recruit him and says, hey, we need you to help us find Nirmata, or the creator, because you were so close. You don't realize how close you were, but you were very close. We need you to help our government agents. At first, he's like, I'm not going to do it. And then they show him some video of his dead wife, convincing him that his dead wife is still alive. So that gets him to go over to New Asia on this mission. And during this mission, he finds the little girl that you see in all the trailers for this movie, who he calls Alfie. And Alfie is supposed to be the ultimate AI weapon, and that's what they're searching for. And so they have no idea that the AI weapon is this little girl AI robot. And I have to say, the child actor that plays Alfie, this ultimate weapon, Madeleine Yuna Voyles is who plays her. And wow, for her very first role ever, Madeleine Yuna Voyles as Alfie just steals the show. This is her very first role again, and yet she provokes so much endearment from you.
You want, sweetie?
For robots to be free.
How about ice cream?
You can clearly see that she's an AI robot, but her acting makes you care so much about what happens to her throughout the rest of the movie. It's just an amazing achievement for especially a child actor in her first movie. So basically the rest of the movie is Joshua at first trying to get this child to the U.S. government, and then eventually he's trying to save her, and kind of like Dances with Wolves, Kevin Costner's character in Dances with Wolves, he kind of goes over to the other side. And again, you get this all from the trailer. That's a bad thing about the trailer. It pretty much gives away the whole movie. But it's still worth the watch. It's because it's very entertaining. But like I said, it deals with AI technology a lot, and that might be a sticking point for those that sympathize quite a bit with like Hollywood writers and actors and that, the whole strike thing. But yeah, we're gonna get more in depth into the creator. Yay! But before I forget, go ahead and follow and subscribe to this channel. And then also go ahead and hit that like button down there. That thumbs up button takes you 1 second to do it. Do it real quick without even thinking. Just do it. And then also hit that notification bell down there so you get notified of brand new episodes of Movies Merica. And then tell all your friends and family about this show, okay? All right. Hey, with that, let's press on with the show. This is a thought-provoking movie. I found myself very much thinking about the same themes that I thought about after I saw, of course, the movie AI, Artificial Intelligence from Steven Spielberg 22 years ago. Sure, the movie has action, but it wants to be deeper than that. It wants to illustrate how evil humans can be for a cause by letting that devotion to the cause turn them into something that they would hate if it was anyone else. You see how a government can be duplicitous, which will surely make the 9/11 conspiracy theorists drool over this movie. It makes us think about whether we should allow ourselves to love something so technologically advanced that it seems so real, so human. Should we just disregard what our intellect tells us in this situation and give ourselves over to an emotional connection if that happens? I also think the writers, Gareth Edwards and Chris Weitz, wrote this as an allegory about having tolerance for anything different. Unfortunately, the fact that they left that allegory very ambiguous will have any group that thinks that they're oppressed hitching their wagon to this movie. And the creator does try to create a story that melds the cerebral with the emotion. Sadly, it doesn't quite stick the landing. Close, very close, but close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. And if you see the latter, be somewhere else. John David Washington just doesn't play Joshua in a way that makes you root for him. He's just not very engaging. He's really kind of a cardboard cutout character. To be more specific, he's actually a cardboard cutout of his character he played in Tenet. Like it or not, John David Washington is always going to be compared to his dad, Denzel Washington. Them's the breaks when you've got a movie star dad. It's a double-edged sword. In one respect, it does grease the rails for Hollywood success, but on the other hand, to quote the great Ernie McCracken from Kingpin, it's like you have 1 foot in the frying pan and 1 foot in a pressure cooker, and your bladder feels like an overstuffed vacuum cleaner bag, and your butt kind of feels like an about to explode bratwurst. Washington delivers some of his lines in such an awkward, uptight manner. It wouldn't be the worst idea in the world for him to study his dad's performance in the movie Hurricane as the wrongly imprisoned Reuben Hurricane Carter. Denzel just killed it in that role. He made himself so endearingly vulnerable in it, and he rightfully was nominated for a Best Actor Oscar that year. Take notes, young buck, from your very own old man. Now, this show is spoiler-free, but the show this Thursday night called Movies Merica Spoiler Warning is going to be all spoilery, okay? I'm going to spoil you rotten, okay? And this show that comes on Thursdays comes on at 7 p.m. Eastern, so that's 6 Central, 5 Mountain, and then 4 Pacific, okay? And that is just a show where you get a chance to discuss this movie in depth, spoilers and all, and you can live chat with me, comments, questions, whatever, okay? And the live chat doesn't even have to be about this movie. It can be whatever you want. So, but the live chat will be, about this movie primarily, okay? So, and because this show is meant for those folks like me who, after most movies they watch, sometimes they want to have a more detailed discussion, and you're hard-pressed looking around for somebody to have that detailed discussion about this movie with.
Who's coming with me? Who's coming with me?
Okay, so meet me, Van Ebert. I'm your guy for that detailed discussion on the show, Movies Merica Spoiler Warning. Again, this Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, and that's 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 Central, or 6 Central, 6 Central, 5 Mountain Time, okay? And how do you join this show? Well, all you got to do is on Thursday, you can go to my @MoviesMerica page on Twitter or X, and you can click on the link for the Movies Merica Spoiler Warning show right there, or you can go to YouTube or Rumble. That's where the show's at, and you can look up Movies Merica. Now, if you look up Movies Merica on Rumble, it'll work just fine. It'll bring you right to my page on Thursday, and you just got to click on the link for Movies Merica Spoiler Warning. Easy peasy, okay? Now, YouTube's kind of stupid. YouTube's kind of dumb, okay? And so when you type in Movies Merica, it's gonna think you're trying to search for Movies America. Nope, wrong-o, okay? So what you have to do is right underneath where you typed in Movies Merica, you have to click on this little blurb that says search instead for Movies Merica. Click on that, and then that'll take you to the Movies Merica page, okay? Also, you might have to type in Till Death Podcast Network. That's another way to search in YouTube for the Movies Merica Spoiler Warning show. All right. Hey, enough about that. I hope to see you this Thursday night. Let's get on with the show. A lot of the tech in the creator is very deadly cool. When the U.S. Army gets a lock on you with their laser targeting technology, it's designed where once it gets a lock on you, it sticks to you. So no matter where you go and no matter how fast you run, you're already dead.
Bye-bye.
Might as well hang it up. Also, there's these bomb robots that sprint like Usain Bolt or a Blue City looter to a target and then just detonate. Damn! Now also, the Nomad Space Station / nuclear weapon WMD is scary effective, but to be honest, it's obviously a knockoff of the Death Star. I kept waiting for John David Washington to exclaim, "That's no moon." The design of the AI robots has the gritty feel that we saw overall in the movie District 9, and that's just one part of the impressive production design by James Cline that, to be perfectly honest, is right up there with Blade Runner. I know, I said it, with Blade Runner. The locations and environments that this movie takes us to is just so immersive and lived in. The scenes also have a very Christopher Nolan feel or vibe to them. Now, it's mind-blowing how they did all of that along with the eye-popping visual effects for a little budget of $80 million.
What?
Little in regards or in a relation to a lot of movies that come out this day. $80 million. Man, this movie clearly didn't have the decadent orgy of cash that is routinely thrown at every DC and Marvel movie, but yet it still kicks their ass in the overall visual spectacle department. Okay, everybody. Hey, if you would, just go ahead and subscribe and follow this channel, and then hit the like button down below, and then the notification bell as well, so you get notifications of brand new episodes of Movies Merica. And those buttons are just right down there. It takes you like 2 seconds to click them. If you would, I appreciate it. And then get in that comment section down below as well. And comment to me. That'd be fantastic. I want to hear from you. And then also get to tdpn.locals.com. That's our website with all our great Till Death Podcast Network content. And right now, if you go there and put in promo code TDPN, as in Till Death Podcast Network, you get a free month of access to all the great stuff that's on tdpn.locals.com. All right, with that, let's move on with the show. And now, some random thoughts. The edits between scenes are way too abrupt in some places. I would bet dollars to donuts that Edwards is doing that. Gareth Edwards, the director, is doing that as some sort of style signature, similar to how J.J. Abrams used to use lens flare as his style signature. And Edwards doing that it just doesn't work, okay? He did the same thing in his Godzilla movie in 2014 for some reason in some spots. Also, they needed to develop the relationship between Joshua and his wife Maya, and because we needed to be more emotionally invested, and because they underdeveloped it, we really weren't. As is, the movie doesn't really succeed at making you care enough about the tragedy in order for you to really root for Joshua throughout the rest of the movie. Really, to be perfectly honest, you're more rooting for Alfie to survive. And that's what really drives your interest throughout the rest of the movie. Again, the young actress that plays Alfie just is incredible. And the character under development between Joshua and his wife is just another Christopher Nolan-esque aspect to the creator. Another Nolan-esque aspect to the creator is the fact that Hans Zimmer does the score. Disappointingly enough, though, Zimmer's score isn't anything remarkable like I would expect or most people would expect. No! A rare swing and a miss from my favorite movie composer. Now, also, no doubt part of what made this movie's budget so low is the lack of big stars. And also, the movie wasn't shot on your typical expensive camera, your movie camera, okay? It was actually shot with a $3,800 Sony FX3 that you could just drive down to Best Buy right now and buy right now. They did this largely because they shot this movie in a lot of locations internationally around the world, and they needed something more portable. And it's still filmed, in spite of all that, it's still filmed in the same 2.76:1 ultra-wide aspect ratio that the classic Ben-Hur and Quentin Tarantino's The Hateful Eight were filmed in. Just amazing. That's a lot of movie on a prosumer level camera, okay? All right. Nerdgasm over. That's right, ladies and gents, boys and girls. It is brew review time. And without further interruption, let me introduce you to this Brew Review Time's lucky brew that I shall review for you. Let's do it. All right. Hopefully you guys can see that. What we have here is from Hop Fusion Ale Works in Fort Worth, Texas. Their Feisty Redhead. Yes. It's a very tangy, but in a good way, variation on their classic Feisty Blonde. It's what they call a hibiscus cherry ale. And yeah, it's very tasty. It's got orange blossom, honey. It's got raw piloncillo and pure Mexican vanilla aged on hibiscus and cherries. And that's what gives it this cool new vibe, this cool new twist on, again, their classic Feisty Blonde that they have. And that vanilla in it, it actually, to me, it gives it kind of a very slight, not overly done, very tasty cinnamon kind of note to it, a very cinnamon flavor to it there, but not too bad, okay? So nothing overwhelming, nothing that would make you go, ugh, no. This beer will make you do quite the opposite. You'll be down in quite a few of these, I guarantee it, okay? And again, I'm not getting any money from Hop Fusion Ale Works whatsoever, so it's a completely objective opinion, okay? It's got 8.7 alcohol by volume. It's got a IBU rating, that's International Bitterness Units, IBU rating of 17 to it. But yeah, definitely go ahead and check it out. Chances are you're probably not going to be able to just run out to your local grocery store and grab this. So you'll probably have to go someplace like gopuff.com or drizzly.com. That's DRIZLY.com. I'm not getting any money from those websites either, okay? But yeah, get yourself some Hop Fusion Feisty Redhead. Fantastic. You know what? Enough yapping. Let's get to the drinking. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, let me get that back up there for you so you guys can see it. That's Hop Fusion Feisty Redhead. We all know one, right? Absolutely. And that has been our brew review time. Is this a woke after-school special? Not overtly. Yes, I use the word overtly. My Harvard Community College degree ain't going to waste. It unintentionally, perhaps, invites activists for so-called marginalized groups to leech off of the themes in the creator of a group that's different being hunted down. In this movie's case, it's humans hunting down AI after a nuclear attack is blamed on AI. However, if it was intentional by writers Gareth Edwards and Chris Weitz, which of course we don't know, it's very subtle. The fact that we don't know, in contrast to how we know Barbie was trying to be feminazi the motion pictures, means I can't say that this movie has any woke in it. It appears this movie wants to entertain instead of lecture. You know, not every movie maker wants to make you sit through 2 hours of cope. All right, everybody. Hey, since you're doing me a solid by sticking around this long, let me do you a solid by letting you know all about Nature Clear Recovery Powder. Nature Clear Recovery Powder, it is just a powder that helps you avoid a hangover or helps you recover from a hangover, whichever the case may be. And it's very simple to use, okay? You just take this packet right here, and you just pour it in 12 ounces of water or a bottle of water, your typical bottle of water. Pour it in there, and you just drink it before you head out to the nightclubs, you know, to shake your booty or hit the beer patio, okay? And now, if you're out and about, and you're like on your 15th beer, and you're like, oh my God, I forgot to take my Nature Clear. What an idiot. Hey, you know what? Take it easy on yourself, okay? Just take it when you get home, all right? And you're good to go, okay? It's almost like Nature Clear was pre-planning for this stuff, okay? They're geniuses. What can I say? And it also helps you recover from smoking and vaping as well. So this is an all-around Swiss Army knife of recovery, okay? So right now, what you should be thinking is, Van, how do I get my hands on Nature Clear Recovery Powder? Well, I will tell you. All you got to do is click on the Nature Clear description down in the link in the description. There we go. And just click on that and just pick out whatever Nature Clear products you want. Get them in the cart. And then in the promo code field, you type in the promo code MOVIES, okay? And you're going to get up to 25% off your next Nature Clear order. Very sweet, right? Very sweet right there. Sorry, beer burp there. Hazards of the trade. But yeah, get yourself some Nature Clear, all right? Do it. All right, on with the show. This is going to sound odd, but this movie makes you think of so many movies. And that's a good thing, yet a bad thing. I know. Check out some of these movies that I thought of while watching The Creator. Apocalypse Now, Children of Men, AI, Rogue One, Blade Runner, Inception, The Last Samurai.
Is this going to take a really long time?
Wait.
Aliens, The Golden Child, Avatar, District 9, Elysium, and Looper. It's a good thing because most of those movies are great movies, and any movie that invokes those is at the very least going to be marginally entertaining. It's a bad thing because it sort of taints using the word original to describe the creator, sort of. It's original in the fact that it's not tied to any franchise, it's not connected to any book, and it's not connected to really any other creative property. However, it's also sort of a Frankenstein monster made up of the body parts dug up of other movies. Now, I'm no fence sitter, so I'm going to make a call. I'm going to say it's mostly a good thing. And I think that's mostly because it makes you think of those mostly great movies. And because of that, it does give you that warm, nostalgic feeling of a time when Hollywood wasn't this franchise movie fast food joint like it is now. I mean, original movies that were hits weren't the unicorn back then that they are now, to be perfectly honest. Now, to steal from James Earl Jones and Field of Dreams, the creator, it reminds us of all that once was good and could be again. All right, everybody. Hey, let me take a minute to tell you all about a new feature on the tdpn.locals.com website, and that is my Movies Merica Mad Libs. So you guys remember Mad Libs when you were a kid? You know, you get the Mad Libs pad with all the paragraphs. You can fill in the words. And if you were like me, you filled in like raunchy words in with the Mad Libs. Well, now we have the Movies Merica Mad Libs, and you can only get that on tdpn.locals.com. So what do you have to do to get to the Movies Merica Mad Libs? Well, of course, go to tdpn.locals.com and just read over the 3 characters that I've created for Movies Merica Mad Libs, and then also read over like the first few lines that I've written. And where you come in is just like in Mad Libs back in the day, you get to contribute creatively, okay? And what you do is for each of the 3 characters, you just have to add lines to the Movies Merica Mad Libs script, okay? So I have started you out with the first few lines to give you a little flavor of what the script is all about. And then for each of the characters, you just have to write a line for each character. 1 line per character, please. But you can write as many lines as you want. Go nuts. It's just you have to write at least 1 line per character. And then me and Ian and Sean, the other 2 here as part of the Unholy Trinity in the Till Death Podcast Network, we'll look over the submissions, okay? And then we will read whatever you write live, okay, on this show. We're going to do a live table read where we read what you write, okay? And you can tune in and you can laugh your butt off. Even one of the characters is a woman. So, you know, one of us is going to have to, get in drag, I guess. All right, so that's Movies Merica Mad Libs, and get there now. All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, as I get ready to wrap up this episode, I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the creator, just like the late, great Jerry Springer used to give you his final thoughts at the end of every one of his episodes. And my final thought about the creator is, well, point blank, go see this movie. And also, you know, interestingly enough, if Mission Impossible 7 or Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 was trying to warn you about AI, the creator is definitely trying to promote it, or at least make you not afraid of it. This movie, it's, again, I said it before, but it's just amazing how good it looks and how epic and immersive it looks on an $80 million budget. Phenomenal. It's visually stunning. Now, the only problem is it's just not as emotionally immersive as it should have been, but it's still worth the feast for the eyes. And just make sure you reward a movie like this. Reward a movie like the creator and yourself by going to check it out. And I would actually highly recommend going to check it out at a PLF or a premium large format theater like an IMAX or a Dolby Audio theater if you've got one available there, or 40X. 40X is pretty hard to find now. It's usually like in bigger cities. But yeah, definitely go out and check out the creator. I give it a very high recommendation to go check that out, okay? All right, everybody, with that, get out there, people. Those movies aren't going to watch themselves. See ya.
Hey guys, don't leave the video quite yet. Okay, I've got the popo. They're coming after me, and I don't have much time to tell you, but you need to like and subscribe this video right here, down below. It's right down there. It's just what. is waiting for you down there, okay? And make sure you watch these videos over here, too. You'll be doing me a big favor. I'll be in handcuffs pretty soon. All right. Thanks for watching.